Hi everyone and welcome to NCHC Between the Boards. I'm Greg Ankers. Coming up as we get you ready for another full weekend of hockey within the league, we'll take a look back at all of last weekend's highlights, and there's a new leader in the NCHC standings all by themselves. We'll tell you all about that. We'll also tell you about a North Dakota senior that celebrated a milestone moment this past weekend, and there's a pair of Omaha Mavericks that are expecting 2016 to be their year. We'll get to all that in just a bit, and we'll start with those last two teams mentioned in our Spotlight series, a top 10 showdown in Grand Forks between number 9 Omaha and number 1 North Dakota. A lot of similarities between these two clubs. First-year head coach at UND, Brad Berry, was recruited and got his coaching career started by Omaha Mavericks leader Dean Blaze, and the two teams mirrored each other on the ice, something that brought a lot of excitement to fans this past weekend. Special teams would play an important factor early in this one. Less than 6 minutes in, off the faceoff on a power play, just like they draw it up, Rhett Gardner right out in front over the shoulder of Alex Blankenberg, making his first career start in net for Omaha. Blankenberg would settle down after that. His offense would get going at the other end. Off of a turnover, Jake Kensal cashing in for the goal there to tie things up at 1 apiece after one. Just a minute 56 into the second, Ian Brady from his defensive position with a big blast puts Omaha out in front 2-1. Later in the period, UND answers back. Troy Stetcher with great individual effort here, just sneaking that one in as we take another look at this one. Sliding home, maintains his vision on the puck and slides it home to tie things up at 2 apiece. Then, last second of the second period, Kensal centering to Jake Randolph on the charge into the zone. Omaha leads it 3-2 after 2 in the third. UND back with a man advantage. Nick Schmaltz beating Brock Besser out in front to tie this one up at 3 goals apiece. Then later in the period, UND with a game-winning opportunity. Besser to Gardner. Gardner, though, off the crossbar with a wide-open net, so this one stays tied at 3, goes to overtime. Midway through the 5-on-5 OT, Austin Ortega, this is what he does. A game-winning goal as UNO goes on to win it 4-3 in overtime. UND disappointed with a missed opportunity for the W.
I think we obviously gave him a couple goals with our mentality and making some silly mistakes here with no back pressure or having guys jumping into the pile instead of backing out. So, it's the position that we're going to be in. We have to learn from it. It's not the last time it's going to happen. We're gonna win games, we're gonna lose games down the road, and hopefully we can learn from this and have a good bounce back tomorrow night.
I think just the way everyone's reacting right now, like it's eating at everybody, and it's a bitter taste in their mouth. So I think when we all come to the rink tomorrow, we're going to be expecting to be a lot better as a team.
North Dakota gunning for the split on Saturday night. Goaltenders lucky early on. Kirk Thompson back in net for Omaha. Misplays this one. Wide open net for Tucker Poolman, and he misses it wide. Look at how open this net was. Not even close. We stay scoreless. At the other end, Cam Johnson doing it with his legs with a nice kick save here to prevent a goal against Omaha, keeping this a scoreless game. Second look. Nice pad save there. Special teams then take over later in the period. Omaha on a power play. Jake Kensal feeding Tyler Vessel for the goal as the Mavs grab a 1-0 lead. Then with 7 seconds remaining in the period, UND with a power play of their own. Troy Stetcher feeding Drake Kajula, who goes backhand then forehand to tie things up at 1 goal apiece after 1 in the second. UND grabs the goal on a milestone moment here with Colton Sanderson scoring his first career, giving UND a 2-1 lead. Then 2.5 minutes after that, UND back on the attack. Gage Osmus, the saucer pass across to Brock Besser, and Besser snipes that one home for a 3-1 Fighting Hawks lead. And in the third, North Dakota again playing with a man advantage. Troy Stetcher creating his own shot. Rhett Gardner, some great net front presence there to make it a 4-1 lead. And just over a minute after that, a nice hustle play by Luke Johnson. He gets rewarded cashing in down along the goal line there. UND goes on to win 5-1, salvaging a split, and the team happy with their bounce back effort.
It's always very intense. They play exactly like us. They play fast. They play hard. So I think it was just it was great to come out with a win tonight after we feel we gave them one on Friday. So we came to the rink with urgency tonight and worked out for us.
We were really weary about how we played around our blue line and how we played around their blue line, getting pucks in and getting pucks out of our end. I think that the biggest difference was that we didn't have as many turnovers tonight and give them as many opportunities to capitalize on.
And as you saw in those highlights, it was a special moment for North Dakota senior Colton Sanderson. He wears number 26. Little did he know when he started at UND it would take that number of games to score his first career goal. It was a special moment for him and his teammates. Here's a closer look at Sanderson's milestone moment.
Oh, he's waited a long, long time for that. Colton Sanderson's first career goal. They'll grab.
It's nice. We got such a great group of guys, and they're obviously excited for me, which is nice. And I don't know, it's just kind of more of a feeling of relief. If not anything, I've had a lot of chances this year, and even other years past, and just hasn't quite gone in. So just more of a feeling of relief than anything, and couldn't help but smile a little bit and try to just keep my head down and let the guys pat me on the head and move on with the rest of the game.
I've seen him go through some tough times being out of the lineup. I was there my freshman year. It's a hard thing to do, and he's been a little bit snake bitten, and I'd like to think I was the happiest guy on the bench from when that puck went in, and he deserves every bit of it, and I'm really happy he got the monkey off his back.
Oh man, it was the whole bench. Was that Dusky? Like it was just unbelievable. You know, he's been so close so many times. He's had opportunities, and you know he was almost starting to lose faith. And it was just great to see him pop one in. It couldn't have been better.
I think once it popped out there, I knew the goalie was kind of down, and obviously the rebound was kind of there, and I just tried to pull it around and put it in the general direction towards the net. I'll have to watch it again. I haven't really seen it, but I just kind of maybe blacked out. Even instinct took over and just tried to put it in whatever way I could, and luckily it went in.
The series split by North Dakota and Omaha opens the door for St. Cloud State to take over sole possession of first place in the NCHC. Huskies highlights are next. Lights are next. Welcome back. It's been a good stretch of games for Scott Sandelin and the UMD Bulldogs with just 2 losses over their last 9 games. They took on St. Cloud State this past weekend. The Huskies coming off a head-scratching 5-2 loss against Colorado College the weekend before, but the Huskies had an opportunity to take over first place all by themselves if they could sweep Duluth. St. Cloud State with an early impression on the first period, 7.5 minutes in. Mikey Acemont skating in. He's got Patrick Russell with him. But Acemont says, I got this, as the Huskies take a 1-0 lead. Moments after that, Minnesota Duluth answering at the other end. Adam Johnson feeding Cal Dukowski in the slot for the one-timer. Ties it up at 1 after 1. In the second, St. Cloud State regains the lead on the power play. Fresh off of the face-off, Kali Kosala finding the soft spot in the middle. Beats Casimir Kaskasuo there for a 2-1 St. Cloud advantage. That lead would extend in the third. Blake Winicki from behind the net, no angle, no problem. Beats Kaskasuo there as St. Cloud State goes on to win the opener 3-1. A big road win to start out for the Huskies.
It means a lot. It's a tough place to play. Their team is kind of like our team. It's there's a lot of similarities. But yeah, I mean, after losses, you just gotta keep our focus and go back to work. And I think that's what we did. And we came focused and got 3 points.
We were doing some good things in the first period. It was coming, but I really liked the second and third period. I thought we started to be much more responsible, yet playing hard.
Saturday night, Duluth looking for the bounce back on their home ice. They would get it from forward Dominic Toninato. Look at the individual effort here, beating the St. Cloud D, including Charlie Lindgren for a 1-0 Bulldogs lead. In the second, though, midway through, St. Cloud State answering back. Patrick Newell behind the back to Joey Bennick, who slides in, beating the defender and the goaltender there for a 1-1 tie. That score would hold all the way to the 3-on-3 overtime when Patrick Russell goes to work. Nice play there. We'll take another gander at this one as St. Cloud State gets the bonus point. A 2-point night for the Huskies, a 5-point weekend. As this one goes in the books, 1-1 draw. Charlie Lindgren again brilliant with 38 saves. Big road series for St. Cloud.
He had a great weekend. We put everything we had on him, and he gave up 2 goals all weekend. So it was a great weekend for him. But we got to start figuring out how to score goals, and that'll help us a lot because we've been shutting teams down pretty well. But we just got to start scoring more.
I thought our kids probably deserved a better fate. I thought we played a real good hockey game, and I thought the difference was their goalie.
Since dropping 8 straight, things have turned around for Western Michigan with just 1 loss in their last 5 games. They traveled to number 14 Denver last weekend. It's been a roller coaster ride for the Pioneers this season, but they're currently on an upswing, coming into last weekend's action off of a sweep against Omaha on the road. After Denver took an early 1-0 lead, scoring 2 minutes in, midway through the first, Western Michigan answering back. That's Colt Conrad with the initial shot. Griffin Molino follows it up with the goal to tie things up at 1 apiece. It's 2-1 Denver in the second. Denver looking to add to their lead. Quentin Shore all alone. Too much time and space. The Pioneers take a 2-1 lead. It was 3-2 later in the period. Denver's Troy Terry and Quentin Shore with the give and go there. Shore with the goal. It's 4-2 Pioneers going into the third. In the third, Western battling back on a power play. Sheldon Dries with the goal here to make it 4-3, but Denver adds an empty netter as they go on to win 5-3. 4 Pioneers with a multi-point night. Good start for Jim Montgomery.
I thought we started the game off playing fast and playing with the pace we want to. I give Western Michigan credit. They're a good hockey team because they kept coming back. I thought we played really well tonight, and they stayed right with us. And we're going to have to be better tomorrow night if we're going to try and get a sweep.
On Saturday night, Denver looking for the sweep. 2 seconds left in the first period. They get on the board with a power play goal. Dylan Gambrell holds, then feeds Gabe Levin for the goal as the Pioneers grab a 1-0 lead. It would stay 1-0 into the third. Midway through the period, battle some more. Eventually, Matt Marcineau gets credit for this goal as Denver takes a 2-0 lead. Western would make it 2-1. Then with 20 seconds remaining in regulation, Aiden Muir with the big shot that bounces in off Frederick Tiffles out in front. So with 20 seconds to go, this one tied at 2, goes to a 3-on-3 overtime when Taylor Fleming spins and scores. Western Michigan gets the bonus point. A tough one for Denver to lose this one, blowing a late lead.
Anytime you're up 2-0 with 9 minutes left, you got to close out the game. And you know what? Our best players need to be better because they were the guys that were on the ice when we got scored against. And we need, key saves. I mean, I feel bad for Tanner because, he's made so many great saves here over a 5-game stretch. And that's where we got to bail him out.
We knew that Denver again would come at us hard. Had to withstand their pressure in the first period, but came out assertive, competed, played physical. Liked our game there a lot. Even though we were down the third period, much like the Notre Dame game that we won in 3-on-3 overtime, our guys were battling and we're believing.
Stick around, there's more highlights yet to come as Miami goes out of conference but stays in state against a fellow rival from Ohio. We've got those highlights straight ahead. Ahead. Welcome back. Former CCHA rivals in Ohio met this past weekend in Oxford as Miami played host to Bowling Green. Offense has been the struggle for the Red Hawks this season. They've scored more than 3 goals just once all season, and not a good sign. Bowling Green entered 5th in the NCAA in goals against average in this 1-game showdown this past Saturday. And Bowling Green would strike first in this one on the road as they charge into the zone. Kevin Dufour going to take a shot, and it goes off of Jay Williams' glove and into the back of the net. Bowling Green grabs the 1-0 lead. In the second, though, Miami putting some pressure on at the other end. Anthony Lewis with the initial shot here. Alex Gasek follows it up with the equalizer to tie things up at 1 apiece. Take another look. Lewis again with the initial shot on this one, but Gasek holding strong down on the backside, gets the goal to tie it up at 1. This one would get interesting late. Chaos in the closing seconds of regulation. Anthony Lewis just going to send one on net with the one-timer with 2 seconds on the clock. Miami gets the win 2-1 in a crazy finish.
I was really impressed with how their team plays, and I was impressed with our response tonight, that especially going down early. And, we stayed together, and I thought our third probably was our best period.
It feels good getting any win, but against them it's special, especially since the past has been such a big rivalry. So we're happy to take this one tonight, and we look forward to moving forward next week against Nebraska Omaha.
Following this past weekend, here are the individuals being recognized by the NCHC for their performances. Offensive Player of the Week goes to junior forward Jake Kensal from Omaha. who tallied a goal and 4 assists against North Dakota. He leads the NCHC in points right now with 32 on the year. Defenseman of the week goes to junior defenseman Troy Stetcher from North Dakota. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in that same series and helped lead a penalty kill that went 8 for 9 on the weekend. His teammate Brock Besser brings home Rookie of the Week honors. The forward from UND also had 2 goals and 2 assists. He leads NCHC freshmen with 25 points this season. And goaltender honors for the week belong to Charlie Lindgren. The junior netminder from St. Cloud State made 66 saves on 68 shots against UMD. That's good enough for a .96 goals against average and a .971 save percentage. The polls look like this week. Following the split over the weekend, North Dakota drops from number 1 to number 2, picking up 8 first-place votes. St. Cloud State and Omaha join the Fighting Hawks in the top 10, followed by Denver and Minnesota Duluth at 15 and 19. The USA Today poll looks very similar. Their top 15 has 4 teams from the NCHC. North Dakota number 2, St. Cloud State number 4, Omaha number 7, and Denver clinging on at number 15. The pairwise look like this. St. Cloud State strong at number 2, North Dakota at 3, Omaha at 5, Denver very much a fringe team right now, sitting at number 14. The league standing, St. Cloud State, as we've mentioned, takes over the top spot with 32 points, followed closely by North Dakota. And make sure you stick around. We're not done on the program. They're one of the best tandems in all of college hockey. Find out what makes Jake Kensal and Austin Ortega work so well together for Omaha. That story's next. Welcome back. They're number 1 and number 5 in NCHC points this season, but there's more to junior forwards Jake Kensal and Austin Ortega than just stats for the Omaha Mavs. Here's how the two of them are planning to take the year 2016 by storm.
20 and 16. A pair of numbers often seen closing in on the opposing team's net. After leading the Mavericks in scoring last year, forwards Jake Kensal and Austin Ortega have their sights set on another season of dominance.
Well, they're the first ones here. I mean, every day Jake's here 10:30, 11 o'clock for a 12 o'clock skate. Starts in practice. They're both pretty hard workers, and Jake is a different player. He's more of a thinker, and Austin is more of a speeder down the wing, making plays and taking advantage of other teams' turnovers and missed opportunities.
Hard work and a vision for the game, quality traits that have set up both of these young men as leaders on the team.
Yeah, obviously you got to try and lead as an older guy going to some rinks that are tough to play in, so you got to be by example and just know what to look for, because obviously you've been there before.
Well, Jake was voted as our captain after 2 highly productive years. He's been a real leader, you know, in the dressing room, off the ice, and Austin in his own right is a leader too, but his is more on the ice and leads by example, I guess. Putting up points every weekend for us.
I think that just overall the team has a lot of leadership throughout the whole roster, so I think that's a big key to our success this year already.
Another key to the team's success this year is the 13 goals scored when Kensal and Ortega connect on the ice. It's a combination that has been established since their freshman year and one that holds a promising future for the Mavericks.
They've played together now 2.5 years, and Austin is a sniper, a guy that goes to the net and finds a way to score goals when there's nothing there. He can make something out of anything, and Jake is more of a playmaker. You know, he's on the ice for power play, penalty kill. He logs a lot of ice time for us. He's gotten a lot stronger over his 2.5 years here, so certainly a good 1-2 combination together.
And that we just work well with each other. We complement each other. I know where to go if he has the puck, especially in the offensive zone, and I know that I have to get open or get around a certain defenseman for him to find my tape, and he usually does. So he knows that I'm going to get open, and I know that he's going to find me. So I think we just have that chemistry that works really well.
I just think being around each other most of the day, I think that's he's probably one of my better friends on the team. So just being around each other, it obviously helps off the ice, and I think it brings us closer on the ice being for a good line.
Building on the success of last season's trip to the Frozen Four, it would seem 2016 will be the year for this dynamic duo.
They're our 2 top scorers, our 2 best forwards, so we need them in the lineup playing the way they can.
Kensal is currently 5th in all of the NCAA for assists, while his teammate Ortega leads the nation with 7 game-winning goals. Well, don't go anywhere. We've got a preview of a full slate of weekend games within the NCHC. That's next. Two teams hoping to better their resumes as the push for the postseason heats up. Clash in the Mile High City this weekend as number 19 Minnesota Duluth takes on number 15 Denver. It was the Bulldogs that won and tied against the Pioneers earlier this season on their home ice, and they enter this weekend series separated by just 1 point for third place in the NCHC standings.
Offensively, they're talented with some of those guys. They're difference makers. Their back end is very involved in the play. I thought against Western they looked pretty solid defensively. They didn't give you a lot of room. They play a system where they don't give you a lot of room, especially on the forecheck. We've played well in their building just like we have on the road, so we anticipate that we're going to go in there and do the same thing and try and win 2 hockey games.
Other conference matchups include Colorado College at number 2 North Dakota as UND looks to bounce back and regain first place in the NCHC. They'll have it out of their control though as St. Cloud State, number 5 in the nation, entertains Western Michigan in a weekend series while Miami visits number 7 Omaha. We will, of course, recap all of those series and have much more for you next week right here on the show. Thanks for watching NCHC Between the Boards. Enjoy the weekend games, everybody.